So this is the flashy rainbow warrior. It's a great fly to fish during runoff and muddy waters, and it really gets the trout's attention, especially when the water is just real dirty. I'm going to start off with some orange thread. This stuff works really good because when the UV rays hit it, it kind of lights up. So it definitely catches the fish's attention and hopefully gets them to strike, like I said, even in muddy water. And I'm actually going to tie on 2 more strands because I'm going to make this the tail. So we'll go ahead and wrap a little bit of the body, and then we will grab our blue wire and go ahead and tie this in. And then we will also tie in the pearl tinsel. And obviously the tinsel is to make this a rainbow warrior, and I like tying in that blue wire to kind of give it a little extra pop and give it a little extra flash. So we tie in that tinsel, and then we'll take wraps all the way down to where the hook basically starts to curve. Sometimes I'll even go a little lower if I want that body to be a little bigger. And then I'll take that back up to the bead, and we'll go ahead and whip finish with 2 wraps here just to keep the thread out of the way. Now just keep that thread up by the bead. And then we're going to start wrapping, and I realized that before I want to wrap, I actually want to put a little glue down. So I get a few wraps into this and then realize, oh, I forgot the glue. And all I'm using is the Loons hard head, and that just, like I said, just helps keep that tinsel down, keep it tight to the body, and that way when you're catching fish, their teeth aren't tearing it up constantly. In the past, I've only been able to catch about 4 or 5 fish with my rainbow warriors before they start getting tore up. And when I started putting this glue on, it definitely helped, give me 3 or 4 more fish in, sometimes more. So we'll start overlapping wraps with the pearl tinsel. And I want to keep them nice and tight and overlapping just so they get full coverage. I do have a little bit of glue coming out, but I'm okay with that because, again, we're about to wrap with the blue wire. And when we do, like I said, that little bit of extra glue will just help keep that wire in place as well. So we'll get a couple wraps around that tinsel. Make sure it's fairly locked in place. And then we're going to take our blue wire and we're going to go the opposite direction of the way we just wrapped the tinsel. And you can space these wraps out as far as you want. I usually like to get anywhere from 6 to 8 wraps in. Sometimes I'll do more, sometimes I'll do less to, make it more of a blue colored rainbow warrior, or just kind of get that extra pop from the blue. So on this one, I'll get about 7 wraps in, but obviously after you put the dubbing on, you'll probably only see about 5 or 6 of them. So we'll go ahead and lock that wire in place. helicopter it off. And then here I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more glue on. That's just going to lock that wire in place and give a little something for our dubbing to attach to. So we're going with this flashy purple dubbing, and the reason I like it is because it's got a lot of blue flashing in it. Kind of goes with the theme of the fly. Kind of mixes in with that wire that we've already got on there. So like I said, it's a pearl, well, it's a purple. It's got a little bit of pearl, and then it's got the blue in it as well. So we'll go ahead and pull that tinsel back. Get a nice few good wraps in there with the dubbing. Then we'll go over the top with the tinsel just to give it that little flashback. We're going to lock that tinsel in place with a few wraps. A few behind and then a few in front. And we'll go ahead and cut that off. And then what I'm doing right here is just grabbing 2 more pieces of the pearl tinsel, hooking them onto my thread, and then we'll go ahead and wrap them in. And then we'll go ahead and put a little more glue on and whip finish. This will give us a nice big hot spot with that orange thread. I put a little on the thread too, just to make sure it kind of locks in place. The hardest part about this is keeping those wing casings, the pearl tinsel, out of the way while you whip finish. Obviously, I struggle a little bit. My thread separated there, so I'm going to go back, get it back to 1 strand, go 2 whip finishes, tighten that down, and then we'll get 3 more in there. And we'll go ahead and make sure that that locks down in place. Get it locked in really tight, and then the glue will dry and keep that in place. So we'll go ahead and snip that thread. We're going to adjust these wings a little bit. And they don't have to be perfect when you adjust them. Once you snip them off to the length that you want, they're going to look pretty good. There'll be 2 on each side, obviously, and you'll see the finished product. It looks pretty good. And the only reason I'm throwing a little more glue on there is because those wings were a little bit loose in there, and I just want to make sure that they're locked down. Normally I wouldn't throw even more glue on there, but in this case I did. So we're going to snip those wings off at the length we want. I usually make the length about the length of the body or a little shorter. We don't need them to be crazy long or anything. We're going to adjust them one more time, make sure they're in a good spot. And then we're going to go ahead and grab those threads for the tail. snip them off to the length we want, and I go about the length of the body a little shorter maybe, and we're finished. These are all the products I'm using for the fly. If you have any questions about them, comment in the section below. And like I said, this is the Flashy Rainbow Warrior. Great for dirty water fishing and just any type of nymphing. Thanks for watching, guys. I love all the views, and like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Have a great day.